If you're a painter, then you're already familiar with the need to have a place to put your paints while you're working with them and even blend colors together so you have a lot more control. And this week on Mixed Media Masters, we're going to talk about the humble palette and how we can use the palette to create some interesting effects, and also I'll share with you some new tips and tricks to help you be even more productive in the studio. Hello makers, and welcome to the studio. And by the way, if this is your first time here, then welcome. It's good to have you here. By the way, we do all sorts of things with abstract art production, art hacks, follow-alongs, all sorts of really fun projects. So if this is the kind of thing that rings your bell, then yeah, ring our bell. Click down below. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we will drop a new video for you every week as well. Now, as promised, this week we're going to take a look at something that is rather understated, but something that all abstract artists or any kind of artist really needs access to, and that is a place to put their paints while they're working with them. And so in a lot of cases, of course, we have these paints in tubes, and that's a great thing, but unless you're dumping a little bit on your paintbrush each time, it's a little harder to get to. So in most cases, you need a place to put your paint, and you can use something as simple as a plastic food lid. Now, this is a cottage cheese lid, and I have quite a good collection of these. And the nice thing about these is, A, they're free, but also they do a pretty good job of being a paint palette. And one of the things about this that is particularly good is, by the way, inside here, there are a number of ridges. And so when you're working with a paintbrush and you want to be able to just control how much paint is on the brush, there's a place to do a little bit of scraping. Not to mention that, we saved something from the recycle bin that we can use over and over again. So it's a little bit of recycling, maybe environmentally friendly, but it also just an easy tool. Now, it is super bottom of the barrel, right? It's quite literally something we didn't throw away that we're using. So there are also, of course, manufactured palettes that might make our task a little bit easier. Let me show you some. Our first candidate is this guy here. Now, by the way, you can buy these in bulk, oftentimes used for children's projects and things like that. But it's quite literally just a reservoir with a number of different divots here for different colors and a mixing area in the middle. And the nice thing about this, apart from being durable plastic, is it's fairly easy to clean off and, of course, reuse. But the nice thing about working with these, of course, is that it does allow you to isolate your colors. You can have kind of pure colors to work with, and also a place to do some mixing in the middle. So this is not a bad candidate. By the way, I'm going to have links for all of the projects that are used in this video in the description below. So if anything here is interesting to you, then please check it out. Let me show you a few more that we could work with. Next, we have your standard palette, right? Now, this looks like the traditional artist palette. And the thing about this, it allows you, it has a hole, and so you can put your thumb through the hole and then really just kind of hold on to here, and so you can control your colors. And this is, of course, good when you're standing at an easel or someplace where, dipping down and bending over is going to be more complicated. Take your paints with you. And again, this plastic palette has a reservoir for different colors and several different mixing areas to make the whole process a lot easier. Now, this is a right-handed palette in the sense that a right-handed painter is going to use this to hold it in their left hand, which might make it a little bit more challenging if you're not right-handed. And so in that context, sometimes we might have an additional type of palette. Now, here's a wooden one. And again, this is fine. It's a little harder to clean up if we're being honest. But if you are a left-handed player, then you can put it in your right hand and paint with your left hand, or vice versa, right? So this is an ambidextrous palette, for lack of a better term, that allows us to go back and forth. And again, these are very affordable, and I'll have a link for you to check these things out. But an opportunity, once again, to just have some place to put your paints, mix your paints, and be able to work with them when you're in a painting session. Now, one of my favorite palettes is also incredibly simple, and that is this. It's a book of palettes. Yes, that's right. It's basically a notepad that you can come in here and you can tear a palette off. So as I open this up, it's a slightly plasticized paper, and I can take a piece out. And again, there's a hole in here. So if I wanted to use the whole thing in my book, for example, I can just fold this around, and there you go. You have a palette to work with here. You have plenty of real estate to work with as you're painting, as you're mixing your paints, putting everything together here. And you can also, of course, tear it off if you want to use it on a desktop or on your art table and be able to work with it as a surface. So the paint doesn't soak in, it doesn't get all over the place necessarily. And again, there's a lot of real estate to work with here. And I will mention, I was at a gallery opening several years ago, and the guy who would use this type of palette, when he finished the artwork that he was working with, he would take the palette and pin it on the wall next to the artwork so you could see all of the palettes and all of the colors associated. So it's a great place to work. Now, another nice thing about this palette, because it's a fair amount of real estate, is that you can create different painting effects. Now, if you've watched some of my previous videos where we're working with rolled paint, I have a platen roller here, and I'll just show you as an example, because we can do that here. If I were to come in here and drip a little bit of paint onto my palette here, and we'll just do something like that, and let's get a second color. Let's see this magenta. We'll see what kind of blend we get. Let's go like that. And then if I wanted to come up with a paint color or something to get paint on this roller, I can come in here and I have a place to mix my paints. See? So an opportunity, and then I can take whatever's on the roller and I can transfer it to a piece of paper. So it gives me an opportunity to really see a preview of what's going on and really start to mix my paint up as I'm working on my project. All right? So there we go. So a paper palette, not a bad choice whatsoever. Let's take a look at another option. Now, undoubtedly, there will be times when you're working on a project and you have to go do something else, right? Like go to sleep or deal with family matters or whatever it is, and you have to leave what you're working on in the middle of what you're doing. And of course, you've already gotten your palette together, you have your paints perfectly, and if you're working with acrylics, right, these don't bounce back once they dry. So the challenge that you have is, all right, now I'm gonna have to pick this up tomorrow, mix up new colors, get everything going again, and try to match my colors, etc. Well, there's a great solution for that, and that is what happens if you have a palette that you can just put away and bring back out when you need it. And so that's what this is. This is the Stay Wet Handy palette. And the nice thing about this is basically just a plastic box, and as you open the lid on this guy, there are really two layers in here. There's a layer underneath that is a sponge layer. This is a layer that's designed to, you put about a quarter cup of water in here, and it will hold up. And then there's a paper sheet that goes on top of this that is also bringing the water in. And so what I would do is I would put my paint on the palette, and I now have access to it. And then later on, if I need to go do something else or work on this tomorrow, I simply just go put the lid on this guy. And so now my paint will sit here, it will stay damp. I can come back quite literally weeks later, pop the top, my paints are still there, the mixed colors I have are still there, and we're ready to go. And by the way, you can buy replacement inserts here. This is the acrylic paper that goes on the inside. So, as it gets painted up, you can say, well, I'm going to start a new project. It's time for a new palette to work with. But that's a great solution as well. Now, it's a very short video this week because, after all, the palette is a rather humble part of our studios, but it's a very necessary part, and I wanted you to get a sense that there's more than one way to do this and be practical in how you approach your paletting and your painting. Anyway, that's all I have for you this week. I hope you found this enjoyable. If you did, please subscribe. This is Spider, and I'll talk to you next time.